So a while back, Fesley sent me this FGA10 to demo for the channel, and while it actually turned out to be one of the best budget instruments I've demoed for 2025, they also sent me this little portable amp along with it, which they didn't even ask for a video. They were just like, hey, would you mind featured it in the background and letting people know about it? Which of course I did, but now I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe I'll do a quick review of this. So in this video, we're going to take a look at whether or not this little portable amp is worth your time, effort, and of course, money. All right, so what we're going to do now is a very quick unboxing of this to give you guys an idea of what you can expect if you purchase one of these. Of course, instructions laying right across the top. I'll go through those in a minute. Looks like we have charging cable that it comes with. That is indeed USB-C, which is nice. Pull this open and kind of give you a quick idea of what this little amp looks like. So this is the Fesley FGA10. I did mention earlier that they sent this to me. They didn't request a video, but I am making one, so I did mark it as sponsored content since they sent it to me. In the spirit of full disclosure, I will put affiliate links in the description to this. If you want to purchase one, just keep in mind I may earn a small commission from it. So taking a quick look at this, as mentioned before, you have your Bluetooth auxiliary, you have a gain channel, you have tone, which we'll find out how much that affects the tone, and of course, volume. Here you can switch between the clean and gain channels. You have your input, and as mentioned before, along the back, there is USB-C for charging. That's a big one, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, spoiler alert, that is a plus for this little amp. And then we have headphone jack and of course, auxiliary input. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and kind of fire this thing up, do a very quick short demo to give you guys an idea of how this sounds. Then I'll tell you what I like about it and of course what I don't like about it. So what I'm going to do now is demo the Bluetooth. I already have the device paired to my phone. All I gotta do is press play. Backing track starts. Let's see how it sounds. All right, so I wouldn't say the lead tone is great. There's no effects built into the amp, but it's not bad either. Like, it's not, you wouldn't want to record with it the way that I just did, but at the same time, it's good enough to jam with and to practice with. But to be fair, it does do that kind of quintessential rock and roll tone, even in lead form, that, the... You recognize that? I'm curious if you can name what song that's from. But yeah, it does kind of do that tone quite well. Yeah, it just, if you're looking at this little amp for metal, it's absolutely not going to cut it in that sense. It just doesn't really have a good metal tone. Rock and roll, that kind of, like I said, mentioned before, a quintessential rock and roll tone from the 70s and 80s, it does that just fine. But if you're looking for anything beyond that, without adding a pedal to it or some effects, it's just going to struggle and you're not going to be happy with it. So let's take a look at what I liked about this little amp and what I felt they could improve on. Really, the first thing that I liked about this amp is the overall clean channel and tone. Sounds very good. For an amp that's under 50 bucks, I think right now it's on sale around $40. You'd be hard pressed to really get a better sound. The clean channel sounds really surprisingly good, I thought. And the distortion, while it is limited, the distortion channel, the gain channel, still gives you that kind of quintessential rock and roll tone. Albeit, again, you're kind of limited to that. The second thing I liked about this little amp was the Bluetooth. And this is without a doubt the single coolest feature of this little amp. It's easy enough to pair. You just put your phone in discovery mode and it finds it. You pair the phone to the amp, and from there, you can play your backing tracks out of this little guy. The ability to play along with backing tracks and have a drummer behind you really goes a long way to keeping a musician in shape. The third thing that I really liked about this amp is the fact that it is USB-C for charging. A lot of other little amps like this use proprietary options for the charging, and it sucks because if you lose that charger, then you're out of luck. I think these days everyone's got a USB-C charger laying around somewhere. So, props to Fesley for using that. Oh, and side note, it did come with a USB-C cable, but it did not come with the brick. And one other thing that I felt this amp lived up to is volume. It is exactly what you would expect out of an amp of this size. And with regards to battery life, that seems good as well. I'm still on my first charge and I've got about 2.5 hours of playing time on it. While I do like the overall size of this little amp, it is relatively small. It didn't fit in my hard shell case for my Strat. It will, however, fit into a soft-sided case that has a pouch on the front. It did fit into those cases that I have. Another thing I felt that could be improved is, unfortunately, there is no EQ on the front of this. Really, you have a tone knob here that gives you a slight adjustment, but there's no treble bass adjustments like that. So, unfortunately, it does lack that and is a little bit limited there. And along those same lines, it's also limited in the gain channel. Really, it's just kind of that quintessential rock tone. Beyond that, it doesn't really have any versatility. And even with that, it's kind of an all or nothing. Like you turn the gain 3/4 of the way and it comes up just a little bit, and that last 25% is all gain. So, it really isn't particularly good for metal or some other genres that may require more effects, which was also, unfortunately, another con with this is that there's no effects built into it. I have demoed some other portable amps, namely the Joyo Jam Buddy, that did have built-in effects. And while that amp is considerably more money than this, it is nice to have those effects built in. So overall, I think for the price point and for what you get, I think the price now is right around $40 on sale. It is kind of hard to ask for more. All right, although it is basic in its functionality, it does do what it's supposed to quite well. The clean channel sounded really good, and the gain channel is usable. It sounds good. It's just very narrow. It's really one option. But as you heard, it does sound good, and this does offer you the ability to play along with backing tracks. So if you're a beginner or you're new to guitar, it does have that option. So as always, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. I'll put the link to the Joyo Jam Buddy review that I did right here. And as always, thanks for watching.